Everyone's been asking.
Any questions? What is your name?
My name is Marz Saffore.
When were you born?
I was born on June 15, 1993.
What part of yourself do you like the most?
The part of myself I think I like the most is probably the ambitious side. It seems to be the side that gets the most work done.
What was the biggest adjustment moving to Rochester?
The biggest adjustment I think moving to Rochester is probably just leaving my family. I feel like a lot of people probably go to college to do that, but then they do it and it's kind of like too big of a change.
What's your least favorite color?
My least favorite color is probably yellow. I don't really think it serves a purpose.
Wow. So that happened.
What's your favorite color?
My favorite color, I have a few. It's black, rainbow, and lavender.
Oh!
It's the color of my teddy bear.
What's your teddy bear's name?
My teddy bear's name is Marbles Elizabeth Ann Saffore. She was born on July 11, 2012.
Where is she?
Marbles is currently in bed with her brother Asher. I would have brought her, but the video had cursing in it. She's only 3, almost 3, so.
Do you want to go back to Richmond after you're done with college?
After I'm done with college, I'm actually applying to a bunch of grad schools. I kind of am someone who just wants to constantly move forward. Therefore, I don't really want to live in the same place for more than a few years. So since I grew up in Richmond, I kind of just want to keep it going. I hope to be in New York City. After graduation, I applied to a bunch of grad schools there, and living there really made me like it. So I'm hoping that I can just go back there.
Hey, would a movie family up to New York with you?
My family does not like New York City. No, yeah, it's actually really weird. I'm all about the fast. I think it's because I just constantly. I'm a very project-oriented, goal-oriented person. So I just have to be moving. I have to just keep it going and going. And the South is very slow and chill, and I can't deal. So.
What's your favorite part about the Art in New York program?
My favorite part about the Art in New York program, I think, has to be just the fact that it resulted in this project. People know me as a really outgoing person, I guess, maybe. And but New York City really made me realize that completely and want to explore people more deeply.
Where do you hope to be in 10 years?
Is that 31? At 31, I don't know. I think, well, let's see, grad school is 2 years? That's 23. PhD is 4 to 5 years. So I'm gonna be pretty bold. I do want to teach at some point. It's one of my hidden, not so hidden dreams to come back to Sage to teach, because professors here have really had an impact on me, and I hope to have the same impact on someone else.
Can you ever see yourself not doing art?
No. No, I actually there's this huge, I think in any field you go in, it's are you gonna take the easy way and make money? Or are you gonna try to do you and make a difference? And so my easy way is I'm really good at graphic design, and if I'm if I'm behind on bills, then I do consultant jobs, but I hate graphic design, I hate it. So if I ever stop doing art and just 100% do graphic design, I think that's me giving up on art and selling out or whatever. I hope that never really comes to that.
Would you ever consider teaching psychology?
I think I would like to take I would like to teach a collaborative course on performance art and psychology, co-taught. Last semester I took a class called Dance on Camera, Camera on Dance, and it was collaboration between the dance department and the art department. The craziest one I've heard of is the physics department and the dance department at Yale. They have this really cool class. So I would like to co-teach a class with psychology and performance art.
Describe your favorite family tradition.
I think something that I'm really crazy about is fireworks. And there were 2 things. Is fireworks I was here over the summer for AmeriCorps, and we went to see fireworks for 4th of July. And the other AmeriCorps people probably thought I was like ridiculous because I was like, gosh, we gotta go see the fireworks. But it's just something my family and I like consistently do, and that consistency is something I try to keep. And another thing is every year my sister and I go to the beach for our birthday. They're back to back, June 14th and 15th. And I wasn't able to do that last year, so it was definitely a bummer, especially since if you like always set your life as like a constant moving target, it's good to have those like stable things, you know, that's like planted in there. So when I don't get to do things like that, it kind of like takes everything out of whack.
What's your favorite food from the South?
What's my favorite food from the South? My favorite food from the South is, well, you got your homemade mac and cheese where my grandma makes it. You got your collard greens, your candy yams. I mean, I think those things exist up here, but it's just like not the same.
What do you think your family is thinking right now?
Charles, got to. I think my family's probably like, man, this is kind of weird, but I'm proud of her. They're like, yeah.
Marz, what's your dream date?
What?
Well, this would be the hardest one.
I actually don't ever really get the time to go on dates with my girlfriend because I'm always doing work. So, but if I were to think of it, it would be a way to combine my favorite things in like my work, which is just known as me living here in Sage, and her. So what if we were able to go on the roof and set up dinner for 2? That'd be dope. Yeah.
Do you like hugging your girlfriend?
I like hugging my girlfriend. Yes, I do. Actually, after she said that in the video, I realized that I am like not that affectionate, and we worked on it. And so now this semester, yes, we do hug a lot more.
Where do you want to go for your honeymoon? Hashtag
I don't know. I'm not really big on traveling that much. I just kind of like the Northeast. Maybe I'll finally go to Canada or something. I've never been. Maybe we'll go to Canada. She likes Canada. She likes Canada. Yeah.
Who's your favorite sister?
I choose not to answer. I don't have a favorite sister. I have 2 lovely sisters. There's Rihanna and Joella, and they're right over there.
What do you not want to be asked?
What do I not want to be asked?
Besides, who's your favorite sister?
Dang, I don't want to be asked anything that causes me to break the shell that I'm so used to putting up. So if one of you find one of those questions, I don't want to be asked that. I don't know what they are, but yeah.
Marz, what do you need to feel safe?
To feel safe, I don't know, recently I haven't really been feeling safe all that much. But to feel safe in general, it consists of my teddy bear, Marbles, and my girlfriend, and knowing that my mom's a phone call away.
If your life was a TV show, what would be the theme song?
Okay, I don't know if this would actually be it, but the first one that came into my mind was, don't drop that thunder. Hey, don't drop that. I don't know if that would be it, but I can imagine me like walking down the street. Yeah.
Are you gonna watch the Grammys?
Are those tomorrow?
Yeah.
No, dude, I got like work. I gotta like edit this video and then put it on this wall. Maybe I'll kind of like watch it, kind of. Yeah, we'll see.
Who's your favorite artist?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so there's two. Well, first of all, I think all the seniors are pretty obsessed with Andy Warhol. I took a whole course, like a semester-long course in Andy Warhol, taught by the Douglas Crimp, and it was great. And then we went to the Andy Warhol Museum, and we were all like inspired. And we had that show, the Nana Show. And then Marina Abramovich, who is like the grandmother of performance art. I, as of late, like just started to like get into her work, and I really look up to her and how she tries to connect through people, even though she's been through a lot herself. And I think that's something, I don't know, I really admire people who could have that ability. So.
What makes you angry? What makes you angry?
What makes me angry is when I feel like I don't have the ability to do something. So, which seems like very like, you know, it would make anyone angry, but like even if sometimes I do have the ability to do something, but something in my body is telling me I don't have the ability to do something, I just get really pissed off, and that sometimes drives me towards getting the thing done, but sometimes it just kind of makes it worse.
What are you most afraid of?
I think I'm most afraid of not being valued, which is definitely one of the driving forces behind like my artwork that I do. And yeah, I think that's probably the thing that I try to look for most in life is value. And sometimes if I feel like I can't get that naturally or intrinsically, then I seek it in success, which is why I do really big, crazy things.
Who's the person you look up most to?
I think I look up to my mom the most, just because of everything that she's done for my siblings and I imagine that it wasn't easy, so I admire her for not giving up on me.
If you could choose to have a show anywhere in the world in any art museum, where would you have it?
I think I'd have a show at Randy's house. Randy's house is this really quirky place in Pittsburgh that's just filled with like, it's like, I don't know, it's like multiple yard sales constantly going on at once. It's how you describe it. And if I could just like project a video on the side of his house, that would be great. Because people go there just to kind of like make fun of it. Maybe those people I want to reach, I don't know. Yeah.
What's one thing you can't go a day without doing?
I guess working, really. I mean, it sounds kind of weird, but like, I like always, like, I can go several days without sleeping or eating just because I'm working. And it sounds like weird, but it's like I don't even think about sleep or work a lot of the times because, I mean, sleep or eating, because I just am like constantly working. I try to like, I don't know. Well, one, I have to constantly work like for money to like pay to go to this school, but just in terms of my academics, I don't see like me being here as like a grade, but more so as like the next step towards my future. And since I'm really obsessive, that means I'm always trying to work. I don't know if I actually am always working, but I try to at least.
How does music shape your art?
In the dance on camera class last semester, there was like this huge thing because like all my really like contemplative pieces would have like really like chill music, like if any of you listen to like Go Panda, I don't know, but anyways, it's really like nice background music. And some people be like, oh, this is too leading, or this is too like, this is just too much. But for me, music is like a space where you can't disconnect. Like you have to like be involved with like all the, like I'm a percussionist, so like I get really lost in like the rhythms of music, and that like inner reflection really helps me think, which is a huge part, like a huge process or part of the process for my art. So.
What happens to you when you don't achieve your goals? Assuming that you don't. I mean, I'm just kidding. You could achieve everyone.
I think, like, if I don't achieve my goal, then I just make a higher goal and achieve that until I achieve the higher goal over and over again. It sounds kind of like psychotic, I realize. But that's what I do. Like, if one thing doesn't happen, then instead of like, I do take a step back to be like, what went wrong? But it's like, that was not acceptable. And I just do it again, but better.
What was your favorite part about this art project?
I think as of right now, my favorite part, it changes definitely. So I've like probably different answer than before, but it's definitely like audience reaction and participation. My friends know me as someone who's really big on like bringing my friends together. Like, and I'm sure you guys have seen that in a lot of my art, but that's kind of just like my goal is bringing people together. So if people come up to me and they're like, man, that like really made me think about something, or like I'm having trouble with this, and seeing that someone else has having trouble with this like helps, that really is cool for me to see, because I really like trying to be there for as many people as possible, and I hope to do that like through art.
How would you describe yourself in one word?
Who was that? One word. Man. Daring.
What quality do you most admire?
I most admire other people's, like, kind of like, I think vulnerability, but not in the negative connotation that it usually gets. But I admire when other people are strong enough to let their walls down and to let someone help them.
What do you admire most in yourself?
It's kind of like hypocritical, I suppose, but I don't really have the ability to let my walls down and let people in. So then I go for the more superficial, I admire most of myself, my ambition.
Is the glass half full or half empty?
It's weird. I don't know. Every time I think about that question, I just think of whether or not I'm still thirsty.
Who's your best friend?
I don't have a best friend. I kind of just have a support group of friends from different areas, but not like one singular best friend, I suppose. The closest person I'm with is definitely Crystal.
What cliche best describes you?
Shocking.
What makes up the shell that you're so afraid to break?
Well, one thing that in the interview, I asked the people like to describe their self-esteem to me, and some of them were trying to differentiate between like self-esteem and self-confidence. And my definition is that self-esteem is like actual self-worth, like value that you really do have within you. whereas self-confidence can be completely faked, which is actually interesting. I think 5 people said the exact phrase, fake it till you make it, in the interviews. So for me, my outer shell is comprised of fake it till you make it. I have like 5,000% self-confidence, but not really that much self-worth.
What's your life's motto?
I don't know, it's hard to pick one. I mean, I kind of have a few that all kind of center around just like keep pushing yourself and others.
How do you feel right now?
Surprisingly right now, I feel pretty good, but that could change at any moment. I don't know. I'm going in and out. I'm having moments definitely during this process.
Do you regret allowing all those to ask you all those questions?
No, I don't regret allowing you guys to ask me these questions, because in this process, I think some people walk away with answering the questions themselves. And that, I would say, is one of the top purposes of this.
What's the next thing you're very excited about?
The next thing I'm very excited about is dancing a little bit back there to DJ Bourgeois. I'm pretty pumped for that.
You choose truth or dare?
Dare.
When you're like playing the game, what do you usually choose?
Oh, I usually choose truth.
Oh.
Yeah. Just because I'm lazy, and when you play truth or dare, you're probably drunk. I don't want to get up.
So after asking all these questions, and after having all these questions asked of you, what do you think it means to be human?
To be human? I think that it's about like the curiosity of wanting to know the answers to these questions in someone else, which kind of leads to like, in my opinion, if I'm curious of something, then it means that I want to know it better, which means I want to get better, or it kind of means in the opposite way, like that you're kind of like actually caring about someone. So it's either you're trying to better yourself, or I don't know, I feel like humans are always trying to strive towards something. Or at least, like in the notes over there, if you look at them, like I'd say, maybe say 1 or 2 people mentioned goal-oriented in their interviews. And so I think that's what I would say.
Would you be answering these questions differently if we were all strangers?
I don't think so. Because I did something similar to this in my performance art class, in which I don't really know, but it's a very small group of people, obviously, and I didn't know a lot of them, but I would say I probably answered it pretty similarly to right now.
What do you want to leave here with?
Hmm?
What do you want to leave here with?
Well, I think through my art, although I get really obsessive with it, I also try to actually better myself more than just academically or career-wise, but as a person or emotionally. Emotionally and mentally, I'm not like the best at all. And so through things like this, it helps me get into a conversation with myself about these things as well. And I definitely think about it afterwards. I try to take people's comments in and, try to think about what it is that I need to do to get myself to the level that I wish to be.
So in this video, you talk about the hierarchy and how physiological needs are the most important or the most basic needs, but you sometimes forego those. Or what do you think the correlation is, and why is that?
Huh. It's kind of funny because my friend Nika and Crystal always tell me that I can't expect to like feel better emotionally if I continue going without sleep or food. And hypocritically, I guess I've been like, oh, that doesn't really matter. LOL, I just did a whole project on that. So I guess I never really thought about it that way. Yeah. So we're gonna take 2 more questions.
What's the biggest change you want to see in yourselves?
Can you repeat that?
What's the biggest change you want to see in yourselves?
The biggest change I would like to see in myself is knowing that, or starting to believe that I'm worth something more than I already think I am. A lot of people tell me that, but I would like to one day believe it.
What's the biggest change you want to see in humanity as a whole?
So I guess this kind of goes into my whole like why am I applying to grad school thing, which is I'm very passionate for people, especially in kids, especially kids in underserved communities. And so everything I do tries to like help that population in particular, which those kids eventually they grow up and they become someone. So inevitably by me being passionate about kids, I'm passionate about adults too, so just everyone. And I don't believe that I can truly make a difference unless I'm in a position of power. So I'm going through, you know, the steps of like, what do I need to do to get into that position of power? And I'm going all the way through school, and I'm going to get my PhD one day. And like, it is my goal to do research and like media theory and just all these different things to try to like, not even like make it or whatever in the art world, but just kind of like reach as many colleges and churches and nonprofit organizations as possible to tell people that it's more about like communication and understanding than anything. And trying to do like what I did with this project to kind of just like bring people from different backgrounds together so that we can begin to understand people from their point of view. And it's not even that you have to like walk in their shoes, it's just simply listening. And I don't know, I think those are the like, if you look at our education system or our healthcare system, whatever, I think it all just goes back to that. And so that's kind of like my biggest hope, is that we adults in power can start to do these things so that the kids don't grow up to be the messed up adults.